So, you're finally awake. It has been quite a long time, Link.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we are exploring the most interesting connections between each era of The Legend of Zelda. From before the split, to across the 3 different timelines, to a time when all stories have become myth. We'll be charting some of the most intriguing artifacts and characters threading through the hero's long, looping fate, using canon as our compass.
I've done everything I can for her. Now it is up to you.
But before we dive in, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Master Sword, a true link between worlds. The Master Sword is obviously more than a weapon. Throughout Hyrule's timelines, it behaves like a rare constant. Time can fork, loop, or collapse, yet the sword refuses to deviate. A Link Between Worlds amplifies this pattern. Lorule lacks its own Master Sword, yet Link is able to awaken the Master Sword in Hyrule to save both realms. In Skyward Sword, it's awakened to its power at the dawn of history. It anchors a split timeline in Ocarina of Time. In Twilight Princess and Breath of the Wild, it sleeps and reawakens as if answering an otherworldly summons. Its cross-dimensional persistence suggests it is bound not to physical space, but to the spirit of the hero across timelines, and the underlying structure of Hyrule's legend. The Zonai, ancient architects.
I am able to separate my spirit from my body. Rauru can repel or destroy evil with his power of light. And Sonia, she can control time.
The most recent Zelda games have hinted, softly, strategically, that the Zonai existed before the timeline split, possibly outside conventional causality. Their symbols appear across eras where they seemingly shouldn't. The strange, spiral motifs, animal deities, and ruin builder aesthetics of the Zonai echo through Hyrule's history, with fans noting architectural and symbolic parallels to the fused shadow artifacts in Twilight Princess and some Majora's Mask temple and enemy designs. These recurring motifs suggest a forgotten culture whose influence reverberates across multiple timelines. Their technology reflects both Sky-era design and ancient Magitech motifs discovered across the hero's adventures. The Zonai may be a missing link, pun intended, explaining why every timeline retains the same spiritual framework. Engineers, or architects, working behind the scenes of Hyrule's repeating mythos. While they technically didn't exist until the Wilds era, fans have searched for, and arguably discovered, signs that connect them to various points throughout Hyrule's history.
Back where we started.
The Silent Princess, an echo of wisdom and Zelda's awakenings. Across timelines, Zelda's divine awakenings leave traces that outlast kingdoms, heroes, and histories. One of the quietest is the Silent Princess, a rare wildflower the Princess of Legend once reflected on with a mix of scientific curiosity and fragile hope, mirroring her own struggle to unlock her power. It thrives only in untouched wilderness, appearing beside great fairy fountains, the Master Sword pedestal, and other sacred sites in Breath of the Wild. The flower returns near the Great Deku Tree, and a field of them appears when the final Dragon Tear memory is revealed in Tears of the Kingdom. While the flower doesn't appear in older games, these placements echo earlier holy spaces tied to Zelda's awakenings. Skyward Sword's Holy Springs and Ocarina of Time's Temple of Time, forming a thematic cross-era thread. The Dragons, living echoes of Zelda's creation myth. Dragons appear across Zelda's different timelines, but Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom retroactively give them more meaning. Dinral, Naedra, and Farosh aren't just sky serpents. Their names echo Din, Nehru, and Farore, mirroring the golden goddesses that created Hyrule. Tears of the Kingdom strengthens this pattern, as the process in which Zelda transformed into the Light Dragon reframes Draconic form as a symbol of lasting power, while Ganondorf's Demon Dragon mirrors the Shadow of Demise. Earlier echoes appear in Valoo of Wind Waker, the three guardian dragons of Skyward Sword, and the same game's Levias, an ancient sky spirit whose benevolent watchfulness acts as a thematic predecessor to the sacred, sky-ruling dragons that would one day shape Hyrule's destiny. The Kokiri and the Koroks, Hyrule's shape-shifting children of the forest. Across the split timelines, the forest never loses its guardians. Their faces simply change. In Wind Waker, the Kokiri of Ocarina of Time transform into Koroks to survive the flooded world. Yet, even outside that branch, Korok-like spirits continue to appear as tiny, leafy watchers in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, carrying the same innocence, curiosity, and quiet duty to preserve nature's balance.
I'd nearly given up hope on seeing you again. Even my patience has limits, you know.
Age of Imprisonment strengthens this continuity as Koroks actively aid the Hyrule warriors, protecting the forest and even fighting alongside the champions with surprising courage. The Kokiri and Koroks echo each other across realities, two names for the same ancient idea. They remain Hyrule's constant children, embodiments of the forest's memory, adapting whenever the land needs loyal caretakers. The Spirit, the Fairy, the Sage, the Hero's Guides. Across Hyrule's fractured timelines, one presence returns again and again, the guide who nudges the hero towards destiny. Fi begins the cycle in Skyward Sword, a spirit forged into the Master Sword itself and alluded to later in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. In Ocarina of Time, Navi emerges ages later, appearing precisely in the era when the timeline splinters. The sages of Tears of the Kingdom extend this lineage even further, particularly King Rauru, who provides Link with his own, very helpful arm.
I am Rauru.
Fi, Navi, and the sages form a recurring narrative pattern, three manifestations of Destiny's quiet hand. While they're obviously not the only companions to aid a hero, each of them guides a different Link through a world about to transform, emerging to shepherd the hero forward only to fade when their purpose is fulfilled. Beedle, Merchant of the Multiverse. Across oceans, skies, and even full-blown timeline divergences, a figure drifts through Hyrule's history with impossible consistency. Beedle. Whether he's peddling a flying shop over Skyloft before the timeline split, sailing the Great Sea, or hanging out in the stables of the Wilds era, Beedle appears unchanged in spirit, design, and personality. Some fans speculate he's a soft constant of the Zelda multiverse, a friendly anchor that persists no matter how reality fractures. Maybe he's blessed by Hylia herself, maybe he's simply a silent witness to destiny, or maybe every timeline simply needs a merchant who believes passionately in Beedles and our hero. Whatever the truth, Beedle is one of the funniest and strangest threads holding the legend together. The Triforce, the hidden blueprint beneath every timeline. Even when the Triforce fades from sight in later games, its influence never leaves Hyrule. The three sacred virtues, power, wisdom, and courage, continue to appear through Ganon, Zelda, and Link in every branch of the timeline, preserving a cosmic balance older than the split itself. Breath of the Wild even confirms the Triforce still exists when it glows on Zelda's hand, and her transformation into the Light Dragon in Tears of the Kingdom echoes the divine permanence of Wisdom's role. In Ocarina of Time, we learn of the creation myth where Din, Nehru, and Furore shape the world and leave behind the Triforce as a perfect, immutable relic, its very nature ensuring it endures beyond gods, ages, and the timeline split itself. The Sheikah, shadows that move between timelines. More than any tribe in Hyrule, the Sheikah form an unbroken thread through every era, quietly shaping events from the shadows. As protectors, sages, mystics, and engineers, their presence is one that holds the history of Hyrule together. In Ocarina of Time, Impa embodies secrecy and divine duty. In Twilight Princess, Impaz preserves their fading lineage, and in Skyward Sword, their ancestors guard Hylia's sacred grounds. By Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, that legacy evolves into shrines, guardians, and other ancient tech that safeguard memory itself. Though their roles shift, loyalists in one timeline, exiles in another, their devotion to Zelda and the goddess never falters. The Sheikah remain Hyrule's hidden archivists, carrying knowledge through fractures that erase almost everything else.
I am much older now, but you remember me, don't you?
Drop your theories below, and if you've spotted a connection we missed, we'd love to hear it. Until then, may your timeline remain stable, fellow lore lovers.